Hey guys, what's going on? So today I'm here with a few duels using my Hero Beat deck for the Edison format. Now, nothing too extreme in this deck in terms of main deck. There was one list out from an RBTE that topped that was very similar to this, maybe a few cards different. I didn't net deck it, but this is kind of a solved list. You're going to change maybe 5 cards here or there. Like I'm playing Honest, which not a lot of decks might, which a lot of decks might not. But as you guys saw in the first game, this deck does have a very easy 7,900 attack combo that you could just do and leave your opponent with 100 life points. So I like Honest because it could just cheap out last bits of damage. And with cards like Neo's Alias, just big beaters, absolute zero, you're able to whittle your opponent down very easily. And Honest is sometimes just used for the extra push. Even something like a Gorse attacking over something that they're not expecting. And I do play Gorse in this list, even though I'm playing a bunch of traps. I just feel like any list this format that can play Gorse should, because it can honestly just win a bunch of games on its own. I know I've lost a few duels just to Gorse on its own, just because 2,700 is very oppressive, especially after you've committed cards to make power plays because you think you have a game push. There's a lot of times in the format where you just have to say if they have Gorse, they have Gorse, and it is whatever. This deck does have a decent amount of outs to it, so that's good. But I do like it just because, like I said, it's just able to make you go for the final push pretty often. But I do play other tech cards in here like Warrior Lady, Grand Mole, not stuff that's traditionally seen in hero beat lists. I just like it because it's outs to big defenders, which this deck has a hard time without a Diva or a Miracle Fusion play. Obviously, a 2000 Ass is going to be a bit of a hard time to get over. So a searchable out like Warrior Lady or a reusable out like Grand Mole is good for that. And at that point, you just have to worry about back row, which this deck does struggle against. You do have cards like Gemini Spark to play around, 1-for-1 removal, and you have stuff like Miracle Fusion to take advantage of maybe a Torrential that's well timed on your normal summons, or a Mirror Force just to at least get a body on board. But you do have stuff in the side deck as well, like Our Righteous Justice, which I don't see anybody else playing. And it's a very situational card, but I like it just because it can just sometimes out multiple spells or traps. You can side deck Dust Tornado, and that's something that I've been considering. But at the end of the day, I like All Righteous Justice. It's more proactive. It's faster in the sense that you don't have to wait. But Dust Tornado is chainable. So you can take the good with the bad there. But as you guys saw in this game, it came out pretty well for me. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time commentating because the deck is very standard. So I'll see you guys next week.